When I was deciding what culture to talk about and look over, I got it down to about 6 or 7 cultures. And as I was watching everyone else's videos, I realized that most people were doing theirs about cultures that are still around today. So I decided to choose a culture that many people don't know about and one that is from a long time ago. The culture I decided to choose is Caral Supe, which is also known as just Caral or Norte Chico. Some basic information about my culture is that it is considered the oldest civilization in the Americas, and is mainly around the modern day area of Peru, and this was a time period of around 3500 to 1800 BCE. They had a main city called Caral, which is thought to have a population of about 3,000 itself, but in total the whole culture is said to have a population of over 20,000. The government of Caral was a hierarchical and centralized government that was likely theocratic in nature, managing a complex society through a system of social stratification, economic control over resources like food and trade, and ideological leadership. They also used a device that was called the quipo for record keeping, which was also used to keep track of the way that they did their currency, which wasn't like today's money or coins. It was based on the trade and redistribution of labor and goods. The Carl civilization was highly collectivist, relying on collective labor, trade, and community-oriented rituals, which is quite the opposite to the United States today, which emphasizes on individualism and self-reliance. Carol culture was high context, relying on implied meaning, relationships, and nonverbal cues, whereas the United States is a low context culture. It prioritizes explicit direct communication. Carol culture displayed high uncertainty avoidance through its stability and planning, while modern day US demonstrates low uncertainty avoidance by embracing innovation and change. While the Carol culture viewed power through the fusion of religious authority, economic control, and a strict social hierarchy, modern day US perceives power as a political construct derived from representative democracy and a system of checks and balances. The Carroll system was founded on cooperation and trade, while the United States is underpinned by a cultural and economic system that emphasizes competition. If I visited Caral, Peru, it could cause a lot of culture shock due to its focus on ancient archaeological sites. And I'm not very familiar with those type of things or the customs that they had compared to our culture today. There have been recent excavations that have uncovered circular fire altars within pyramid complexes in Caral, Peru. It suggests the burning of offerings, which is a key ritual practiced by the elite, in which they would burn offerings of symbolic items like quartz fragments, beads, and agricultural products. Unfortunately, there's no information about how they had nonverbal behaviors other than the quipu, which is how they kept records. I've learned that this Carl Supe civilization. Based on archaeological findings, I've learned that this culture was peaceful and cooperative and deeply religious society, with a sophisticated appreciation for music and engineering. Thank you.